A self-empowered woman. When we see ghosting, no contact, breadcrumbing, what we do is not really much except for speak our mind and wait a minute, let's see. Let's just put it this way. Self-empowerment is not me getting chaotic. No, that means that I don't know how to be an integrated brain yet. And integration involves bilateral communication. So my thoughts, my inner dialogue is not inner critic or outer critic. That's a shame cycle. And I also don't suppress when I feel heartbreak and gut wrench and defective, my emotions. So I don't do the let me go drink or go fuck or do drugs or any of the shame cycle, or get on camera and share with people how I'm going to keep my attachment wounds because journaling and meditation are not going to help me. No, when a person is still acting like a teenager, it's because they don't understand what the experts explain to them, but maybe they also are not motivated to get out of the dysfunctional nervous system because the maladaptive child behavior is looked at on screen entertainment as if it's actually authority or as if it's knowing how to discern. Some men actually think it's passion, and no, the whole love bombing too, that's another one. Really, no, some of us, we can consistently be in love with romancing, which is sad. So a securely attached woman is going to be very sad that a man can't keep up with consistent, passionate communication. Not mad, no, I'm not a mad inner child. I'm a 0-1-year-old. I know how to regulate my own nervous system. I also know how to go into life, and actually I know healthy conflict, which is why I'm not afraid of telling you how I think, not just sometimes. Now, there is a thing or two, though. As a whole person, I'm a divine feminine and divine masculine of my own. With my recent lovely divine masculine, it's a healthy self-worth divine masculine. So in the years, I've been able to strengthen the lens of my divine masculine because, see, there is something called our ability to learn from each other. So while the trauma charges, everyone has child parts. Until you have not become your grown-up version, you're going to be a maladaptive child behavior with safety responses that involve. So here's what it is. A sense of control is really a sense of predictability. And when a nervous system is in a constant state of defensiveness, control is a warm blanket because they have difficulty dealing with uncertainty. What you find out from people like Stephen Porges, great polyvagal theory doctor, he's still doing his research so that he can prove the polyvagal theory, and as he points out, the psychology community way back when didn't understand that behavior is not learned, it is something that emerges. So they don't believe in the 0-1-year-old attached panicky or the 3-7 shame submissive or the freeze of all ages or the flight 11-12 or the fight 14-15-16. No, the people who want to still keep ancients, the not true authority people, they're a whole buttload of not integrated brains. So they don't have bilateral integration, meaning they don't know how to put their implicit bias, political, religious, or societal, or basically where they came from biases to the side. So if I get told by my parent something like, no, it's not their biology that makes them behave like that, I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to allow myself to be respectful, accepting, and loving. That means I'm a grown-up who knows how to not do my 3-year-old tone in a way of a 16-year-old. So I'm not going to debate with a person who wants to share their 3-year-old and that them and I can agree to disagree. Okay, but when we're talking about academics and they are in the field and they want to tell people, which they do, that the updated information is wrong, that technology and sciences have taken divinity away. This is for the 4D mystics. They're all over that one. That's going to be okay. Our home, some of us, we know a welcoming home that unites. We know compassion and kindness are integration of the brain. So when you radically accept yourself, this is a self-empowered woman. That means that you don't ever, not even a little bit, say, it's my fault that you got emotionally triggered. It's your nervous system. It's nobody's fault. But really, if you need to point a finger, which by the way is another safety behavior, so fault is shame again, and it's not you healing from trauma. Oh yes, that's right. But witnessing, then accepting the emotion that arises, and then allowing yourself to journal and meditate so you can process it. And then the fourth step to healing trauma that the lovely trauma therapists who do research and are figuring out how to support people, they want bystanders to take their side. That's why we see YouTube full of sides. I'm an attachment avoidant. I'm going to support the attachment avoidant to stay this way. Oh, here, I'm an attachment coach, and I'm going to let you know secure attachment is boring. Really? It's not empowering information. I see you not sharing with people. Okay, one, emotional triggers, they're yours. You can create a way to work with your trauma. It can't be deleted, cannot, but it can be worked with because it comes up. And guess whose inner dialogue is in fight response and then speaking shit about a securely attached human being, by the way. So when a whole self-empowered woman meets people, I was a teenager, I was already a self-empowered human being. Yeah, I didn't stand down because I did get authoritative parenting, which is a third of attunement, and then repairing ruptures. So I did not get frightened, no shame, no blame, no fault, none of that. I got told, you're going to agree to disagree, you're two different people. You use your tone, don't use your hands, and be respectful. So I know passion, which is why when I've met men, the ghosting thing, I don't use that word. It made me laugh the first time I knew it was a word. I was like, seriously, people are now calling it something? What the heck? Oh, now breadcrumbing? So you're keeping on a scale how much love you give to someone? That seems like it's conditional in a way. That doesn't seem you're really accepting you or the other person. Seems like you're trying to mesh. Yeah, you're not creating differentiation. You don't know how to do differentiation and then to connect, differentiate, and what was it? I forget. But Daniel Siegel talks all about it, being in compassion. It's when you can be me and then you join a me, another we, and a we. That's how he calls. So when you're self-empowered, you have integration of the brain because you are the full person of yourself, emotionally and mentally, and you live coherence, and you also know how to walk a walk and talk a talk because you're conscious. Consciousness means that you're flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, and stable. You know how to discern because I'm a restorative embodiment. So my ding, 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 it immediately tells me that I'm safe to be myself, number one. And then that I am going to view the world and people from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. And we can thank my lovely mother who taught me about what authority should look like. Powerful, directed, receptive, wise, and loving. And I'm going to say respectful. So she also taught me respect. Okay, so when you're a self-empowered woman, you will know relationships are easy because love has been easy. Because I have a child-centric environment growing up from my 0-1 to my 8 to my 16, you better bet, until I was about my mid-20s. I did not begin to get treated in a specific way by my caregiver. And today we have a bunch of caregivers. They don't seem to understand what my mother intuitively understood is the subjective experience of that child needs not be overwhelmed or burdened in any way, shape, or form with money problems, relationship, anything in my grown-up world is not going to be a part of my child's world. When you learn from good therapists, they explain this. What the grown-ups refuse to do is to grow up. They act like teenagers and they refuse. No, I'm not going to believe the information. The other ones who get worried, they get reassured. Please don't worry. Please be calm. So I'm not a parent. I don't want to be a parent. In fact, I actually try very hard to leave alone all of those low self-esteem, indirect communicators, passive-aggressive human beings, men, women, or might they be, because in their dysfunctional nervous system, which is dysregulated, what you're going to find the adaptive child who has unhealed trauma doing, the maladaptive child behavior, blamer and victim, squirrel from Cusco land, martyr superior Cusco, and then they're going to have this passive aggressive indirect communication tone with you when you say, why are you talking shit about a human being that you were with for like this many years, this much time? Or as a 44-year-old woman and polyamory, I'm like, why are you actually thinking that after 3 months at your 40 years and after that you aren't you mature yet? Well, why are you saying you're cynical and you don't believe in love? Seriously, did nobody know how to move beyond like a heartbreak? Oh, I forgot. Teenagers. So I remember teenagers, which is why I wonder how can a woman call herself empowered if she's whining about somebody versus doing good therapy if you don't know how to use integration of the brain. But I also forgot, I don't want to do personal development. I want life now. So when you hear people not wanting to get their emotions and their thoughts and do an inner growth mindset, and they want to say, no, mindset doesn't help you. No, your mind is what's talking. The emotions are coming up. The journaling, meditation, they support the mind to work with the trauma charges so that you can welcome yourself home, So when you are love, you're always love. We don't use words with men who don't know how to do relationships, or women or theys. We use love.